Hello DB besties, welcome back to the Design Bundles YouTube channel. Today we are doing something that has been long asked for, and that is we are answering your burning questions about DTF and UV DTF. So if you've been around here for a minute, or maybe you just tuned in, you know we've been talking about DTF and UV DTF all the time, and that's because we carry it now. So we have DTF and UV DTF here at Design Bundles through our sister company, DTFprinter.com. DTF is your one-stop shop solution for all things garment, apparel, tote bag crafting. It is a one-layer full color print that is shipped straight to you, and all you have to do is cut it out and press it on. And UV DTF is kind of its cousin product for hard surface crafting. So it is a peel and stick product that is dishwasher safe and super durable for all of your like cups, tumblers, coasters, and other hard surface crafting you might want to do, maybe ornaments as we head into the holiday season. So we love DTF and UV DTF. It is no secret around here, but as we've been posting videos about it, we get a lot of questions. So we thought we would use today's video to answer some of those common questions. Definitely save this video for later, share it with a crafty friend. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because this is a great video for you to revisit later as you start playing with DTF and UV DTF and you start having these questions. We're gonna answer them right here. Okay, so first and foremost, we get the question, can you just use like a regular old heat press when you're using DTF? And the answer is yes, sort of. So this answer is a little bit complicated. I'm gonna try to explain it as quickly as I can. But originally, when we started using DTF, we were told you can, and it's kind of a newish product, by the way. So when we first started playing with DTF and deciding how we were gonna carry it and how we were gonna sell it, we were learning right alongside you guys, and we were told that you can use a household iron. Is that true? Technically, yes. You can use a household iron with DTF. However, much like puff vinyl and other specialty vinyls that you might use, the pressure, the temperature, and the consistency of that temperature is really important to making sure the entirety of the design gets adhered to your blank and stands the test of time. So this specific commenter said, can we use a Cricut Easy Press for DTF? And that's a 100% yes. As long as you can apply good pressure, you're good to go. Really, the key elements when you're applying DTF are making sure you can apply even pressure for the entire time period, 15 seconds usually, and that whatever heat press you're using is gonna actually heat up to the desired temp, usually 320 degrees, and can stay that temperature for the entire time you're pressing for the whole surface of the heat press. So Cricut heat press, yes. Other heat presses that you can buy like on Amazon, like HTV, check, yes. My personal favorite for DTF is a clamshell press because it does the pressure aspect for you. I use this one right here. It's the StarCraft 8-in-1 Swing Away heat press. There's lots of off-brand versions of it floating around out there that are exactly the same thing. But would we recommend a household iron? Probably not. Okay, this next comment is related to UV DTF, which looks like this. If you haven't played with UV DTF yet, it's a little different than DTF. It's got a clear backing and it's kind of bubbly on the surface, like that. It is a peel and stick product that is super durable. It's dishwasher safe, long lasting, no chipping, cracking, fading, peeling, etc. It's awesome. It's basically like a fancy sticker. And we love UV DTF for our hard surface crafting, especially if you want to save time and money, which, I mean, who doesn't? So this commenter said, wait, I don't need a special light for UV DTF. I thought I would need one of those nail salon lights, so I never really paid attention to it. And honestly, we included this comment because variants of this question are super common when it comes to UV DTF. In fact, one of our own staff members, I'm gonna throw her under the bus for a second because I love her, and that is Justy. She went out and bought a mug press before she tried UV DTF for the first time because she thought you had to press it. And honestly, it's a super common misconception with UV DTF that you don't have to press it like sublimation. You don't need to cure it with a UV light. And it has UV in the name. So honestly, that's confusing and we get it. But you don't need any of that. You don't need any cutting equipment. You don't need any application equipment for UV DTF. You don't even have to weed anything. All you have to do is cut out your transfer and then peel it off like a sticker and stick it on the blank you want to put it on. And that's it. Our next question is related to storage. And I love this question because I am a storage queen. If you remember, I used to get questions about this all the time, and I used to take people on little craft room tours because I love my IKEA storage here in my craft room. But this question says, do we need to keep our designs on the roll, or can we cut them and store them in a container? And the answer is, do whatever you want with them. We ship it to you like this because this is how it's printed and it's a little bit more efficient for shipping purposes. So we always ship our UV DTF and our DTF on a gang sheet, which is this. However, it doesn't have to stay on that. As long as you don't like peel away the backing prematurely before you're ready to apply it or something like that, you can cut it and store it however you want. So actually what I'm in the process of doing, maybe I'll film a video of this for everyone, is I'm cutting all of my transfers up and storing them in like expandable file folders for my DTF and like scrapbook containers for my UV DTF. And that is totally valid, especially if you like to store things flat, which I do. Okay, this question is not directly related to UV DTF and DTF, but we get it all the time, so I thought I would throw it in here. This person says, I need a new heat press. What kind of heat press and size do you have? I personally have the StarCraft 8-in-1 swing away heat press. It looks like this. For a while they stopped carrying it due to like supply shortage issues here in the States, but a lot of off-brand competitors started coming out with the exact same product. So I would say if you can't find the StarCraft version, just search 8-in-1 swing away heat press. I love it because of the swinging feature. You see me use it in a lot of our videos here on this channel, but it just allows you to be able to place things really easily on the bed without having to like move the whole thing around. And it comes with a lot of attachments. It comes with a hat press attachment, multiple sizes of cup and tumbler attachments. It is super handy for all things crafting. The main pressing bed, I believe, is 12 by 12. I could be wrong though, it could be 10 by 10. It's either 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, but it's an awesome heat press. And from what I have heard, I've read reviews on the off-brand versions of it and they get just as good reviews. So highly recommend, and I love this heat press. Okay, this next question says, are UV DTF transfers double-sided? And I'm so glad this person asked this question because it gives me an excuse to show you up close on one of our UV DTF transfers so you can really understand what they look like before you buy it and what they kind of feel like, I guess. But this is what it looks like on the front. So you can see it's full color on one layer. If you look at it from the side, you can tell actually that it's kind of raised. So actually it bubbles off the film just a little bit, and that's because it's coated with that UV coating so that it's dishwasher safe, super durable. You want that, trust me. When you're ready to apply it, you're literally just peeling it like a sticker. That's the hardest part, is like getting the peeling started. The struggle is real, hold on. Okay, here we go. So you can peel it like a sticker. Then you have this little transfer film. You can throw that away. It's just like a sticker backing. But no, they're not two-sided. This is what the back looks like. So we've had a lot of questions about, well, what if you don't want the outside to have that like slight raised effect? I promise it's not noticeable, by the way, it's very minor. And they've thought about like maybe putting it like on the inside of a cup or something. That's not gonna be super doable because this is the back. So they're not two-sided, they're just one-sided, and the back is nothingness, but that's what a UV decal looks like. And we love them. Okay, I love this question. We get this one all the time. This commenter said, question, if I order any UV DTF or DTF sheets now, will they stay good until Christmas time if I wanted to start peeling it away then? Yes, it's one of our favorite things about DTF and UV DTF that I honestly don't feel like we talk about enough because the other benefits are so great that we talk about those all the time. But if you've ever done sublimation, you know that you can't really pre-print stuff, because if you pre-print and you let it sit, the ink will like kind of dry and become less potent and you can't really use it later. So with sublimation, it's like the shelf life is nada. However, with UV DTF and DTF, you can sit those puppies on a shelf and use them way down the line. You can order now and use things at Christmas. I don't actually think there's a shelf life on them at all. I would have to look that up to see if maybe if you kept one for like 5 years, you know, would it fade at all? But actually no, it wouldn't fade at all because it's like printed on a separate layer and you're putting it on top of the blank that you're putting it on. So yeah, no, you can keep these on the shelf for as long as you want to. They're gonna work, they're gonna stay vibrant, they're gonna stay durable, they're gonna stay all the things they're supposed to stay. And that is one of the many reasons why we love DTF and UV DTF, especially if you're a small business owner. Let me just talk to the small business owners, the crafty business ladies and men for just a minute. This is like the product for you, because let me tell you, the best thing in the world is when you can order like 100 of a new t-shirt design that you've created as DTF transfers and just have them sitting on the shelf. And then you can have your blank t-shirts, and as somebody orders a specific size, you can just press it on and ship it out. Or if you're doing a craft fair, bring your heat press, bring all your transfers, bring your t-shirts, press them and go as people order. And it's such a great way to make sure you don't end up with overstock on sizes that are not commonly ordered, which if you know, is an issue. So it's one of the many reasons why we love DTF, and it is especially good for small business owners. Okay, this question is all about hard surfaces and sublimation blanks. So this commenter said, will it adhere to any hard surface, or is it like sublimation? And I kind of read this as two questions in one, so I'm gonna answer both. Number one is, will it apply to any hard surface? Yes. It's not like sublimation. You're not limited to sublimation ready blanks. You're not limited to light or polyester fabrics in the case of DTF. And that's another reason why we love the product, because with sublimation, you are limited to polyester fabrics, light colored fabrics, or in the case of hard surface sublimation, they have to be sublimation coated or sublimation ready. But with DTF and UV DTF, you can put it on anything. So dark colored shirts, tote bags, whatever, 100% cotton, go for it. Wood, yes, you can put DTF on wood, crazy. With UV DTF, any hard surface works. However, there is one caveat, and that's that we have recently learned that if something is a sublimation coated hard surface, do not try to put DTF on it, because that sublimation coating actually makes the blank kind of slick. And as a result, the DTF doesn't stick as well, and the UV DTF also doesn't stick as well. So the only exception to this rule is if it is a sublimation ready blank, stick with just using it for sublimation, because that coating that they put on it can make it a little harder to use with other products. So honestly, I view that as good news, because if you know, sublimation ready blanks are so much more expensive, and you don't have to buy them anymore. You can just buy a regular old cup, whatever you want, and it works just fine with both products. Okay, this next question required me to go on a little hunt through my house. And that is because this commenter said, how was it after washing? This other commenter said, would love to know how it goes after washing, please. We get comments all the time about how does it actually stand up to the dishwasher, to the washing machine, etc. And so I'm gonna show you. Okay, so first, UV DTF. So I've had this cup for a couple months now, and it's gone through the dishwasher probably, my daughter loves to use this cup. It's gone through the dishwasher probably 10 times. And it has no cracking, no chipping, no fading, nothing. It still looks just as vibrant as when I first made it, and no issues at all whatsoever. We have had some commenters say that they have had issues with UV DTF in the wash, and then every time we ask them, was it our UV DTF? They say no. So I have not used a ton of other UV DTF. I've used a couple other brands, and I will say ours is the most durable from what I've experienced. And I know that I'm a little biased, but the proof is in the pudding, friends. I've used other brands. They have not stood up quite as well. I think ours really stands out from the crowd in that capacity. So that's UV DTF. For DTF, here's a couple. Here's one that I more recently made, but it has been through the wash twice. She looks great. So as you can see, no cracking, chipping, fading, peeling. It's a boutique quality shirt. It's gonna last. This one I made a little longer ago. Some of you might remember I made a video with this one. This is a softer, like stretchier shirt. This is a Bella canvas shirt. So if you know these shirts, you know they're really stretchy, and still no cracking, fading, peeling, stretching. It has also stood the test of time. I wear this shirt a lot, and I wash this shirt a lot. And I do put it through the washer, and I do put it through the dryer, and it's great. I've actually tried to crack it by like stretching the shirt, because you know, they're very stretchy shirts. But It really bounces back great and it really lasts. Okay, the last question we're gonna answer today is this commenter said, do you have one that shows how to create your own gang sheet to maximize space versus size, etc.? I love this question because there's a lot of sites out there where if you're ordering a gang sheet of DTF or UV DTF, you have to nest your transfers so that you're maximizing space, because the cost of a gang sheet is based off of how much like vertical space you use. And we don't make you do that. So the answer to this question is, you don't have to maximize space. Our system does it for you. So actually we have an algorithm that when you upload the transfer that you want to use, it automatically nests it in the most space efficient way to save you money. So no more countless hours spent trying to puzzle together a gang sheet that doesn't cost $1 million. We do that part for you and save you money in the process. Okay, DV besties, that covers our little FAQ of all things DTF and UV DTF. If you have questions about DTF, UV DTF, design bundles, plus membership, crafting in general, anything like that, please let us know in the comments below. We are happy to answer, and who knows, if there's enough questions, I may do another video like this. I hope that if you haven't tried DTF or UV DTF yet, I sincerely hope that you will. It is a game changer for crafting, whether you're a beginner, a pro, own your own craft business, what have you. We're obsessed with it, and for good reason, we think. So we highly recommend trying it out. You can see all the products we talked about linked in the description of this video, including how to get to dtfprinter.com, which is our site for DTF and UV DTF. And if we do say so ourselves, it's amazing. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and we will see you back here next time. But until then, happy crafting, DV besties.